Keep going. Just push him around in a circle. There you go. Keep going. Right between his shoulder and his head. There. Increase that speed a little bit. Look at that. When you did that, then he took a big step. Very good. Very good. Keep going. Keep going. One more turn around. Let's make sure that this isn't just some kind of an accident. Very, very good. There he's turning on his hinds. He's crossing his front legs over. Now stop and back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Watch what he does.
Good boy.
Good. He'll come to you. So you're making that connection. Now walk to his flank and make him turn on his fores.
Good
so make
boy.
that hind end kind of turn around just by doing the same thing. Walk. Just
I'm gonna let him think for half a minute.
Okay, that's fine. And you know that's a very important thing to do is let him think, especially if they're new and they're not understanding it.
Good
the only
boy.
reason I'd have you go to it is because he kind of knows what he should know what he's gonna do.
Well, maybe I needed the minute.
You may have, but that's okay. We weren't gonna reveal that. Look at that already. See, he knows what he's supposed to do. Very good. Keep walking around. Look at him turn on those fours, and he's just spinning those feet around. Very good. He's kind of getting ahead. There nice.
Good boy.
Very good. Now praise him. Good. You stopped. You said good boy. You give him 2 forms of praise. Now you give him a third form. Excellent, excellent job. Very good job. Now the
only thing was he was going a little faster than I could keep up with, so I wasn't facing.
Yes. Yep. And you were he was kind of anticipating what you wanted.
Yeah.
In a way. Normally you can slow that down by taking your body, and the more direct pressure, the more of a direct angle you have towards him, or like you're pushing on him, just like you did on his shoulder, then you can ask him to do that and he will push faster. Now, see what you're trying to get him to come to you?
Yeah.
So come to the side and make him follow you. There you go. See, just turning that head a little bit. Remember the old commercials with the Toucan Sam?
Yeah.
Remember that for Fruit Loops?
Yeah.
You know, you follow your nose wherever it goes. If they turn that head, that body wants to follow. And so they will turn, and that's just kind of a way for you to cheat and get them to begin that turn and follow you. Now, now come ahead and let's fool him a little bit. Come to this offside, and now just push his, see, he wants to keep you on his near side because he's more comfortable there. Now go ahead. And you can do either end you want. Surprise him. Never do anything consistently the same.
Right.
Because if you do, they learn to anticipate what you want, and they'll just do it because they know what's coming. So surprise them. Never do the same thing, the same amount, or the same way. You want the same result as a goal. Okay. Now, what were you doing there?
Well, I just wanted him to stop, so I was backing off.
Okay. So all right. So what he's trying to do is he's using that. See where his head is pointed? It's pointed over your left shoulder. So he is more in tune with you on that left eye. He's more comfortable over there.
Right.
So you got to give these horses when you train or work with them, and let's ask that. Let's stop and ask that. Are you a horse trainer?
Yes.
Okay, why? Your answer is you're correct, but why?
Because I'm the leader of the herd.
You are. And what's the responsibility? What happens when you lead this horse? And this is not a trick question.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know if I have the...
Have you articulated? Okay, well, let me help you.
Sure.
There are only 3 that I can think of potential outcomes when you handle a horse. And anybody who handles a horse, whether they realize it or not, they're a horse trainer. So you can take, we've got some other activities today. We've got some younger kids, we've got some older kids, we've got some novices that are on horses getting some horseback rides. But you know what? That horse does not know they're not a trainer.
Right.
Because those 3 outcomes are, when you handle the horse, you'll make the behavior worse. That's a bad thing. You're training them to be worse. You can maintain the level of training or the level of compliance of what you're doing or their responsiveness, or you can improve it. You can increase that relationship or their behavior. So in any of those circumstances, making it better, maintaining it, or God forbid, making it worse, you're still training.
Right.
So it's our responsibility to do that. So in order to train, we need to have this horse not do what they want, but what they need. So he wants to keep you on his near side, or that left side, we call it the near side, and he wants you to be there because he's more comfortable there. Well, if he's not as comfortable on another side, he needs to learn how to be as comfortable on that off side, or this right side,
right,
that he is on his offside.
Left.
So it's up to us to make him and give him what he needs, not what he wants. So work on that right side, and sometimes it's a little tricky because they'll walk to you and they will set it up so subtly that they're actually training you to be okay with being on the side that they prefer, like that. Now slip to you, there you go. Slip to your left a little bit. There you go. Now push on him. Now go towards his shoulder and push. There you go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. And if you have to put your hand up a little bit because he's going to resist, he doesn't want, there we go. Now we go. Now push him. Good job.
Good boy.
Push him with that energy in your body. Push him over. You're doing great. Fantastic. He's doing a nice turn.
Good
He's not wanting to. Can you feel the resistance?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, no, this isn't what I might want. There, good job. Now keep going forward. You're doing exactly the right thing. He's trying to now turn on his hinds, or turn on his fores with that hind end around because it's easier. This is a hard thing for you to do. Takes more energy. There you go. Get in front of him just a little bit. See, he's just walking. Now get in front, a little front. There you go. Now push him over. Now ease your body down. Drop your energy a little bit. Pretend like you're tired. There. And when you did that, he slowed down. Because you were starting to get a little more anxious that he was getting away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He reflects that. He's going to see
Right.
that. He's going to feel that. It literally feels
So
that.
I need to
Yes.
recenter.
Recenter is a good way. Drop your energy. Whatever it is you want to call it, it's fine. He's going to reflect that.
Take it away from him and get it back to.
Yes. Because he was starting to get, what he was doing is he was reflecting what you were doing because you're like, oh my God, he's going to get away from me.
Right.
And so you brought your energy up. He reflects that and he responds to it and he starts to just to walk away, not to just turn, but to get away from you because that's the energy. There we go. Because that's what he's reflecting. There you go. Good. Very good. And it's okay to touch him up on that shoulder. Now just stay ahead of him a little bit. Get up there towards his head a little bit more. Okay, so just stop and he'll stop. There, now get to his head. There you go. And you're gonna have to walk a little faster away from him. There you go, that's better. That's better. Drop your energy, but keep your speed up. That's all right, now back up. Have him come towards you. Have him close that space. Now go over to your left so you're on his offside and have him come to you that way as well. So what I'm trying to get you to do is he's uncomfortable. See how he's got you really on his near side again. So what we want to do is get you, yeah, so stop. What you do, he'll reflect. So you stop, he stops. Now back up and he's going to come with you. Now manipulate him. And that's all training is manipulation, right? Controlled manipulation. Now just go ahead and reach up and stroke him because he did stop.
Good boy.
And the game's over because now he is doing not what he wants, but what he needs, and that is with you on his offside.
Yeah.
So good job. So do you see how that you can start to get out of control a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
And it's you, but they will reflect. So if you stop, he'll stop, or you drop your energy and pretend like you're just dog tired, that energy, that escalation of energy will drop down because a horse is a fight or flight animal. Yeah, but they're mainly a flight animal. They'll get away from something if they can. And that's what he's responding to. And look at that lip now.
Yeah, and he's
fine.
Blinking.
Right. Blink, slow blink. So go ahead now.
Would it matter to have started with moving his hind?
Yeah, he probably would have complied a little bit better, but it's easy for you to do that. You're working less to do that, so it's a little easier. It's hard to do what you were doing because you have to move a lot faster.
Right.
Because if you look, and this is nothing more than a fulcrum, his front legs are in the middle of a teeter-totter, right?
Right.
So if he's spinning on those, you don't have to turn very far on his hind end to get his turn on the fores, where when his legs are on the back, or the fulcrum's on the back, it's a lever, then you are really having to work around that a lot more distance.
All right, so to get him to quit moving away from me when I'm just trying to get on his left?
Yeah, bring that energy up and just walk into him.
Okay.
There you go, like that. Now just walk into him. Walk. And keep in, you're doing just perfect. If you have to put your hands up on his neck, and there you go, because you got to correct that behavior. That's fine. There you go. Nice. That's better. Energy low. And okay, don't point towards him. Just walk up alongside of him now, up towards his head. And you're going to stop him. There. See how he slowed down? Mm-hmm. Very good.
Good boy.
And now stop. Just stop. Tell him, whoa. Good.
Boy.
And really, I try to get more subtle with that. I try not to give him any physical cues other than my body and where I'm at and what I want with my energy, so that he is really tuned into listening to me. So now go ahead and just have him turn on his fours by getting him to turn his hind end around. And I think you're gonna find he may try to walk away a little bit. There we go, good. Better. Yeah, nice, very nice. It's better than I expected. Much better. Look how he spins that right front foot. He's not lifted up, and he's made a 360-degree turn. Better than a full turn. And he was pivoting around that. That is fantastic. So really praise him for that. Now, one of the things that you have to be cognizant of when you're training is you can overtrain, or you can overdo the lesson. So then pretty soon he's like, oh God, well, she just quit already. I did this right. But we tend to like, oh, I'm doing some really good stuff here, so I want to do more of it. And we will often overtrain or over exercise on some issue. And when you do that, then you have that mental shutdown that they have done what you wanted. And why are you continuing to pick on me? You know, I mean, really, because they're a smart animal, but you know, they're not dog smart. They're a little bit less than that. And I think dogs will do the same thing. I'm no dog trainer, but you can see it in their behavior. So you want to always quit right there, like where you did, on a really good note. I think this is really good. What I'd like to see you do, though, is you've done all of these exercises and he is listening to you. So what I'd like to see you do is let's make him move faster for a moment. Maybe 2 or 3 fairly quick, might even get him into a lope in here in this small corral, but certainly a good long, lengthy stride of a trot. And then say, whoa, and then have him, you pick the number between 1 and, let's make it easy, 1 and 7. Include any one of those numbers, and you make him take that many steps. So 1, 2,
Forward.
3, 4, and stop. And then you never always do
the same number.
Same thing, because he will learn to count. Mr. Ed is really good at counting when he knows what the number is always going to be. Okay, see what he just did? He just put you on his near side. So go ahead and go on his left or off side on his right side. Okay, so stop. Have him come back up and have him come towards you. So, okay, just go ahead and walk up to him on his near side. There you go, put your hand on him, stop. Now manipulate yourself over. So this is something that he really is, we need to work on with you and him. And it's not just you. This horse, and most of them are preferentially one-sided or not.
So I should send him this way.
You can send him that way. I think what you're gonna do is, with him, it's really going to be irrelevant which way you send him, because he's done this enough. But I always like to start on the side of a horse when I'm training that is most comfortable for them, so that they learn that lesson and then transfer to the other side, because they don't necessarily learn a lesson on one side and then it applies equally as well. They just don't have the synapses on each side of the brain to do that. So I would go ahead and send him away from you, being on his offside. There you go. Now push into him. Push into him. There. See how this is tough. It's very tough. Yeah. And they're so slick at it. So go ahead and get up and turn your body 90 degrees to him.
Now he's chewing harder.
Yeah. Okay. So slip up on his offside. There, he did it again. And this is frustrating at times. So
see, but I don't want to like reward him. I don't want to pet him.
No, don't pet him. But you can get him up there and just to stop him. But don't praise him verbally. You're just getting a stop on him so you can reposition yourself. Now, go ahead, and he's going to probably blow away from there, and that's okay, because we want him to speed up anyway. So get up and walk towards his head, and then just tell him to move. Just like you did before. There, now send him. There you go. Now back up. Okay, he turned the other way. You're fine. Go ahead and push him, because you were headed that direction. There. The only thing that you messed up on a little bit is that you didn't get behind him enough to drive him. And it's very difficult to see that in the moment. There you go. Let him go about 1 round. And then keeping the same speed. And he's got a really good long stride, nice long walk to him. Okay, and then anytime you're ready, now go ahead and ask him to trot. And when he does it, ask him immediately trot. There you go.
Good boy.
Good job.
Good boy.
Immediate praise to him, which I'm giving you immediate praise. Hopefully that's sticking with you too.
Good boy.
Very good. Okay, a little faster. Let's make him speed up. There we go. And then whenever you're ready, just have him stop and back straight up. Praise him. Praise him.
Good boy.
Good.
Good boy.
Look at him chew. Look at that. Now watch him. Those deep, hard blinks. Big sigh. Very, very good. That's
I did too.
Exactly. He reflected, and you can induce them to do that when they've worked a little bit, and they're still kind of intense and mentally bound up or emotionally strained. If you just reset yourself and go, you watch them, and they'll almost always, not every time, but almost always do it themselves. Okay, now asking for 4 steps or whatever number you count.
Oh.
Okay. He took 1 step longer,
Yeah.
but you allowed him to take a step longer than what you initially thought. I'm going to have him stop, and then from the time you said thought to yourself, I want him to stop. He took 1 more step when you said, whoa. He stopped when you told him, but not when you mentally did.
Yeah, I need to
Yes.
Yeah.
Pre-select that step.
Well, or prepare for that number coming.
Correct. That same
Yeah.
thing. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Whoa. Oh, that was way too many.
That's okay. One of the things you're doing too is I could barely hear you.
Okay.
You got to be a leader.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was talking to somebody earlier, when you say, now look at those deep eye blinks. See that? And he's very oral with that lower lip, much more than the chewing and licking, but he's really concentrating on that processing of what's going on. Those deep eye blinks. This is good, important stuff. Not doing anything sometimes is as important as actually doing. He needs to process this. So, what I started to say is what I was saying earlier to someone is that. Oh, look at him. All of a sudden, he decided this is going to be a scary thing. That is when you're working with him and you think something, he'll reflect it even though you haven't quite yet done it. So, yeah, resetting, knowing ahead what to do or what you exactly want. And then when you ask him to say, whoa, and this is where we talked with the other gal, when you say, whoa, what is that?
Right.
That speech.
Whoa.
Yeah, that speech seems like, oh, whoa, nice and easy, which is the same thing to me.
Right.
Those are communication cues that I use. Is easy, which means slow.
My next door neighbor's dog was my best friend, and I used to say, oh, "You're such a bad boy."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing. But see, this is really good because another lesson to this is. Be that's really definitive whoa or easy, because when we have activity like this around us, we want that horse's attention on us. That's why I have an open corral like this, so that they can have the ability to not pay attention to you, but you hold their attention anyway. That's important in training and controlling that animal. So very, very important to do that. So 2 or 3 different things there that were all kind of applied, and I just happened to be lucky enough to have this come through here. So, but you, as they were moving, you moved, and he is focused on you. He will follow you where you want to go now. So, very good spot to stop, or give him just a couple more steps and stop. But I would say you've done really, really well with him.
Thank you.
Let's stop with it. Yeah, there you go. Let's stop with him, and let's go grab another horse.
Oh, sure.
We'll make somebody a little bit more difficult the other direction. It's going to be a little bit harder because this horse is going to be a lot less energetic.
Wow.
Well, good. She did great.
That's amazing. I'm learning a lot about dog training in this, though. Like
Thank you, ma'am.
In Cyberland who's watching us, thanks, welcome. This is Chiree's first time with me in the round corral. And so as you build a relationship with the horse, we also build relationships with each other. We do it all the time. That's part of what this community is about at Dunrovin. So we're going to have her work with Butte, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the philosophy of why do we have a small corral like this. It's about a 30-foot round corral. It's open, it's not enclosed, and we want that. I like them small like this. I do use larger corrals later on, but I can get the initial control of the horse without having to do a lot of business of me running, because you can't outrun a horse, right? But you can get in their way here and you can manipulate them. So it's really, really about that. So, and we want it open to be able to have distractions so we can control them. So with that, how much have you worked in the round corral?
Quite a bit.
Okay, good. Good.
But,
you've got experience.
Yeah. Never with a trainer, though.
Well, you heard my comment about a trainer, right? Do you know what a trainer? Are you a trainer? Are you a horse trainer?
Not really.
Okay, this is good. This can't be overstated enough. You are. If you handle a horse, you're a trainer. You're going to make them better, maintain their behavior, or make them worse. And hopefully we at least maintain, right? There's no, I don't know another outcome of that. So you have to have that mind of a trainer. So I'm glad you think I'm a trainer, because I'm not necessarily a people trainer. I've been trained a lot.
An
That's
advisor.
My life. An advisor.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So this is really good. Anything that we do with each other in this corral with these horses, and we can learn from each other, this is what it's about, and make things better. And philosophically, and the older I get, unfortunately, the more philosophical I get. But you can learn something from anything you do. And that's what this also, is such a good thing here at Dunrovin, is that we can learn from each other. You can teach an old dog some new things, like myself. I learn stuff all the time by watching people and trying to, as you say, be a train, formally with somebody. And it's like, you know what? I'm the one that's making the advantage here. I'm learning something. So it's what it's about. Setting our ego aside a little bit and being able to truly communicate with each other and be able to really learn and talk and maybe spur some conversation on with some other folks. So, all right, I think she's just about ready to bring him over.
Nobody's an expert, huh? Nobody's
an expert. If they are, either they're really, really an expert, or they're kind of lying to you. There are levels of expertise, you
Absolutely.
can say. Yeah, but you know what? We're not horses, and as much as we know as individuals, it doesn't necessarily mean that we know it all, because we don't. How can we possibly relate to what's really going on mentally and emotionally on every horse at every moment? And because they have good days and bad days, just like we do.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit about that learning. So now that I've talked too much, tell us a little bit more about yourself. You've worked with horses a little. Tell us more.
Yeah, I have a horse. I've had him for about a decade now.
Okay.
I got him when he was a yearling. Arabian, not my choice. I won him in a raffle at the fair.
You want a horse the way you got him before Craigslist, right?
Yeah, but I've been taking riding lessons since I was 7. Don't come from a ranch family or anything, just kind of a phase that stuck. And so just trying to find ways to communicate with him the best I could, with a little bit of help from here and there. And
it sounds to me like you have built a relationship by just doing.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? Ultimately, you can talk this stuff to death, but at some point, you got to get on them. You got to do stuff with them. So because I don't have any experience with you and we're just learning from each other, what I'm going to do a little bit different than I did with Paula is I'm going to get in and I'm going to have you watch me.
Okay.
And then I'll have you very quickly. I'm just going to give you some crash course instructions.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get behind you and kind of tweak you a little bit. Now, one of the things I like to do is, and I talked to Anya earlier about this, if some folks, if we have that, was about how we control our bodies. And Did you ever do any sports or do any yoga?
No, I'm really not an athletic person at all.
Okay. Do you ever see, whenever you've done something, how you want it to be, how you want the outcome to be? Do you ever think about that before you do
Sure,
something?
yeah.
Okay, sure. We all do, right?
Yeah,
So really, it's a visualization type of thing.
right.
How do we set ourselves up? And high-level athletes, particularly, and you can watch them all across the board, Olympic level or professional level. And the one I really like to make because it's somewhat dramatic, is you watch high divers, and they get out on the end of that board and they stand there, and you can just see them. They are running that performance, whatever they're going to do, just before they do it. They're visualizing their perfect execution.
So it's really a plan rather than a reaction.
It's a plan. Oh, that's beautiful. A plan rather than a reaction. Absolutely right. Now you may have to change that,
Yeah.
right, to make that plan mold a little bit better into the goal, but it's still what it's about. So seeing what you want and then setting yourself up for that. Now these guys are very, very reflective of our emotion. You seem a pretty chill, pretty low energy type of person. You don't get really excited very easily, or do you? Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
If a bear's chasing you, you're pretty excited.
You're probably.
Exactly. But see, you're not even thinking like, yeah, bear chasing me, I'd be excited. So you're not really, you seem pretty low energy to me. If I'm wrong, tell me. But what we need to probably work on you is to bring that energy up a little bit, because he's probably a little bit in between on his energy level, maybe a little on the low side.
It's probably all the years of having an Arabian. You have to be low energy because you have to bring his energy down.
Okay, so you already understand. I was kind of talking more for the folks in the pipeline, but you already get this. If you're on an Egyptian Arabian, right? Not a Polish?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little hotter blood, a lot hotter blood, and you have to be able to bring yourself down and control your body's energy. So that horse will reflect that, but at the same time, and you probably never had to do this on your horse, bring that energy up. You're so used to bring that energy down,
Right.
it's become part of who you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to see what they need.
Yeah.
Give them what they need, not what they want, but give them what they need. Bring that energy up so that they reflect that, and then you can control them. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should, because you're just doing the opposite with your own horse. Now we're going to do something different. So let me crawl in here with you. Now, Chiree, is it all right if I kind of put my hands on your shoulders,
Yeah.
move you around? And because sometimes our movement is very, very subtle. Now, with him, we're probably going to use
Oh yeah.
this whip, and this whip is nothing more. We're not using it as a whip. This is nothing more than an extension of my arm so that we can reach out here. And so I'm going to give him direction. I'm going to tell him which way to go. I'm going to clearly say, hey, you need you to go this way. If he doesn't, I'll increase the pressure, because I've asked, increase the